All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be going over Prize Picks and Underdog today. Just not seeing a ton of value in the NBA specifically, just because they're not dropping the lines yet. A lot of back-to-back sets, a lot of game time decisions, and things like that. So we're going to be going over Prize Picks. You're going to get kind of in the mind of how I make these plays. So not only going to get some slips, you're going to be able to see how I make these picks. But also wanted to go over this before I forget. Prize Picks is doing a promo today. If you're not on Prize Picks, today's the day to do it. If you use my link and you do the referral process down there, you'll be able to get $1 for every single point in the Thursday night football game tonight, which is a 46-point total as of right now. That's what they're predicting. So that would be 46 free dollars, including the promo. So you'll also get on top of that. They'll match your deposit up to $100. So you could be walking into Prize Picks with like $150. Just right off the bat with free money to play with. So hit my link in the description. Get on Prize Picks if you're not there. But if you are, let's get into the video. So like I kind of mentioned already, usually this is NBA specific, but I've been waiting and waiting for them to drop, kind of all the lines or at least most of the lines on Prize Picks or Underdog. And we got 16 teams active tomorrow. I think a lot of them are playing back-to-backs. So we're only getting like 5 teams with like their full amount of players on the board. So like 4 or 5 of their players on the board. So I'm going to hold off, maybe do that tomorrow. If this gets enough traction, if you guys want an NBA specific video for tomorrow, let me know in the comments down below. But definitely don't click away from this video because I'm going to be showing you guys, not only going to get you guys, I'm actually going to give you guys 2 slips in this one on Underdog and one on Prize Picks. But you're going to be able to see kind of how I use my tools and go about making my plays. So if you ever want to try this on your own time, you'll always be able to, watch my videos, watch other people's videos, but maybe you can go about making your own plays where you're attacking value by yourself, and you can do it at any moment. So if you're new to this channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe. We rip out daily content like this every single day, and we've had a lot of fun. We've been growing like crazy. We're past 5,000 subscribers now. We're on a road to 10K, which is ridiculous to say out loud. But yeah, it helps if you leave the video a like, gets it out there more people can see it. And then also comment down below. It can be really anything. It can be, hey, I liked the picks last time. I didn't like the picks last time because we had a pretty crappy day. But yeah, it can be anything. Helps me out, and it just helps more people see it. So let's jump into the video picks from last time. I do this every single time. Doesn't matter if we have a good day or a bad day. Like yesterday, we had a great day. Today, we had a horrible day. But we're always attacking the value. That's the biggest thing. It's nothing is a for sure thing. But if you're, going into the night, knowing that you're attacking value, that can always just feel good in itself. And even on a bad day, definitely go ahead and try the Discord down below. It's free to join. There is a paid subscription part of it if you want to get access to all my slips and the rich chat where we talk kind of more exclusively between more invested bettors. But even the free chat's pretty fun. As we're growing, I'm kind of active in the free chat anyway. And even in a bad day like this, we can kind of laugh it off. If you're in here for your last penny and really trying to make money doing this immediately, this is not the place for you. This is very much for entertainment. So let's jump into it. Karl-Anthony Towns and Dylan Brooks were the 2 guys that hit for us. Again, all of these were very, very good value plays. I was actually feeling really good about all of these. Jakob Poeltl kind of surprised everyone. He got 2 quick fouls against Jokic. Usually plays pretty well against him. But that ended up only playing 9 minutes, not because of foul trouble, just because they were making their run without Poeltl on the floor. So ends up only getting practically half. But again, we were attacking the value there, so not mad about this one. Miles Turner, blowout, absolutely sucks. Would have got there easily, played well, just got blown out. Or they didn't get blown out. They blew out Charlotte and didn't get run in the fourth quarter at all. Pelo, played pretty poorly in terms of shooting. Everything else he did great. 8 rebounds and 8 assists, but only 10 points on 2 of 12 shooting. So that's not going to do it. Almost got there even with that. So again, attacking value just stinks. He couldn't make a shot. And then Michael Porter Jr., I don't even want to say his name. He will never be played on this channel ever again. He's absolutely blacklisted. I literally curse this guy. If I bet on him, he's going to go under. It's ridiculous. And if I don't bet him, next 5 games, he's going to go over every single time, I guarantee. But let's jump into the board here, guys. Kind of going over what I do and how I make these plays. I don't only bet on the NBA. I don't only bet I'm going to be betting on NHL in this slip. Sometimes I just attack the board in general and see where we're going with. So you're going to see me use a few tools here. OddsJam is probably my favorite tool I use. They're one of my partners, and it's really just attacking value. So all these other things about like if you're going into a player, let's say you go in and look at, I don't know why nothing's showing up right now, but if you're going in and looking at a certain player, let's go. I don't know, I'm just going to refresh the page because it's not working. But if we want to look at Derek Carr, we can see that, oh, okay, he hasn't hit this in 4 games. This is a goblin, so of course it's a bad scenario or bad example. Let's go to Bogdanovich instead. Oh, he's hit this in 3 of 5 games or whatever. Yeah, that's cool to see and everything like that. But really, like obviously these odds makers and there's billion-dollar companies, they know all that. They know like for weather, for like NFL, they know all these things, and that's always baked into the odds. So OddsJam really just lets you know where the other sports books have their lines, and you can compare it to PrizePicks and see if you're getting value. And that's what you always want to attack. And yes, it feels good when there's other, data points to look at. That's where like outlier and all those other things come into play, and matchups and things like that. But just so you know, all those things are baked into the odds originally. So let's go to PrizePicks. This is the PrizePicks tab. We'll go ahead and refresh this. And we're seeing some green plays popping up immediately. I would be attacking these plays already. I already kind of looked at the board. Things are always moving. So I'm going to go over the 6 plays that I like right now. And if they've moved, we'll go off them. But if not, then we'll look at them and you can make a slip for them. So all these green plays are just showing you that if you were just to strictly take these green plays blindly without looking at anything, mathematically, these are positive EV plays, and you'd be making money in the long run. And you have to be attacking minus 119 odds, and you get minus 119 odds on PrizePicks when you do 5 or 6 man pick entries. That's just math. You're getting the best odds on 5 or 6 man flexes. That means that you should be doing those. They're the best EV bets. But yes, you can do 2 man, 3 man, 4 man. You're just not getting the best odds. You have to be trying to beat these odds. And minus 119 is easier to beat, as we can see. Like, okay, this line we're getting at minus 119, but minus 135 on DraftKings, minus 141 on Pinnacle. That's where we're attacking value. Whereas if we put this into a 2 man, we'd be having to try to beat minus 136 odds to get value, and it's a little bit harder. Obviously, they're easier to hit, but it kind of outweighs the positives outweigh the negatives when you do these. So kind of just more of an informative video as I'm realizing this, but let's get into the picks. That's what you guys are here for. And we'll start with a kind of a stacking opportunity in the NFL. Again, these could be moving, but we're going to start off with Kyler Murray here, and we'll go check him out. Sometimes this happens. Let's just go ahead and refresh this. Maybe they even took him off the board. I'd be interested if I go over here, because again, if you're attacking value, these lines move quickly. Looks like we still got him here at 223. That's what we're going to be going under. And we're also going to be comboing him with the tight end on the team, Trey McBride. We're going under for him as well, because it would make sense correlation-wise. If Kyler Murray's going to go under, Trey McBride will probably go under as well. If he's not throwing the ball particularly well, McBride will take a negative from that. Where in another case, if we wanted to go the over on Kyler Murray, Trey McBride could be also a good correlation to go over. But the odds are really liking the under here. We're getting great value. So let's go to the players here. I just refreshed the page. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Let's go to Kyler Murray. Go ahead and find that. And we'll apply him, and we see that his 223.5 is popping up as an orange play. So right off the bat, it's looking pretty solid in terms of EV. And that's because all these other sports books, we're getting him at 223 on PrizePicks. All these other sports books that they're showing on the Fantasy Optimizer here have them below this. The lines are at 216, 214. Pinnacle's got this at 214, and they're still like minus 115 odds, so middle of the road odds, on a line that's practically 9-10 points below what they have on PrizePicks. So PrizePicks is behind in moving their line, and that's where we can go ahead and attack value on this play, even if we don't know like the matchup Kyler Murray's going against, blah, 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 all these other things. But in terms of like giving picks out, I want to give you guys like home run plays that feel good on all fronts. So we want to go ahead and look at Kyler Murray on like RotoWire. This is a free platform right now, which is absolutely wild. You want to take advantage of this while you can. And let's go to PrizePicks. They have integration with a bunch of different sports books. Let's go to PrizePicks and see that Kyler Murray's line is also, geez, nothing's loading here. Got to refresh everything. But we can see that Kyler Murray's line, not only do the sports books have this on the under, Here we go. Not only the sports books have it on the under, everything is projecting under on this Kyler Murray line. It's probably the best line out there right now. And again, very good combo with Trey McBride. Everything is on the under here. Predictions way leaning the less. Pick'em sites, sportsbook sites, other sportsbook sites, we all just saw all of them have their line lower than this. And even RotoWire is projecting 181. So that's ridiculously lower than this. And on top of that, he hasn't been hitting this as well on all the whole year. So Kyler Murray, great spot for him for the under. And last but not least, let's go to Outlier. Any of these tools, guys, have free trials. RotoWire is absolutely free right now. Just hit my link list to let them know that I sent you there. But you can go in there, find, utilize all these tools, whatever sports books you're on or whatever pick'em sites you're on, and they help you see, what other sports books are thinking, what their RotoWire projection is, and also the hit rate. But Outlier is great for seeing visually how they've been doing against certain teams, how they match up against a certain opponent, and things like that. These have 7-day free trials. OddsJam has 7-day free trials. So check them all in my links in the description. Helps me out as well, and it will help you guys out when you're looking at them. So let's go to Kyler Murray over here. We see that 214.5 is where his line typically is for most places. We'll do it at 216 because we can't even get higher than that. But he's gone, under this in 7 to 10 games. On the year, 3 of 5, because obviously he was injured for the beginning of the year. And he is going up against a Bears team that gives up a decent amount of passing yards. But we kind of talked about how it doesn't really matter. It's good to see when it's a bad or a good matchup. Let's say he's going up against a team that doesn't allow a whole bunch of passing yards. That would be another data point we could look at. But these other sports books have this data too. Like they already know this. It's baked into the odds, and we're really just attacking value. So it sucks when these don't perfectly match up. He has gone under this in 3 of 5 games, and one of these games was very, very much under. But it's good to see that even RotoWire's projections on this as well, and sportsbooks are all favoring the under. So really, really good to see him here. And let's go to Trey McBride while we're here, just because we have a kind of a combo. And we see that both of them have absolutely red all day. Predictions are on the less. Pick'em sites, sportsbooks all on the less. RotoWire is projecting 47.1 on a 64.5 PrizePicks line. So let's get Trey McBride up in here just to get kind of all the stats we can. And we'll go to Trey McBride, go ahead and apply that. And we see his receiving yards, 52.35% chance to hit. It's not as absolutely amazing as the Kyler Murray one, but obviously Kyler Murray's going to get more yards as a quarterback than the receivers. So 64.5 percentage-wise is probably about the same difference. 4-point difference. DraftKings 60, Pinnacle 60. Everyone's got this at 60. PrizePicks is behind, so let's attack some value here. So Trey McBride on the under is looking really good to combo with the Kyler Murray pick. And I know I kind of went very deep into the explanation there, but I think it's important for you guys to understand how to use these tools so you can go ahead and do them yourself. So next up, again, I kind of just saw this board. Let's go ahead and get rid of Trey McBride, but I kind of just saw this board and went down the list attacking the best positive EV plays on the board. So Justin Tucker right now wasn't on the board earlier, but he could be a great play going under against San Francisco. And again, you might be like, oh, that doesn't feel good. But you really want to just look at the odds and see, hey, is there enough books that are saying this is probably heavily favored to go a different way than PrizePicks is thinking? And then, attacking that value. So let's continue going on. We're going to be going to a few NBA plays here, the ones that I could find that were really good. And we're going to go to Desmond Bane. We'll pull him up here, kind of show what he's going up against in terms of the books. So we'll go ahead and apply that for Desmond Bane. And we see his turnovers line is popping up as his best bet on the over, 53.76% chance to hit. Again, we're getting minus 119 odds in our 5 or 6 man flex on PrizePicks. In all these other sports books, it's only showing up as 2. Got it at minus 130 and minus 140. So again, this is just one of the tools on OddsJam. This is the Fantasy Optimizer. It really lets you see the sites, the pick'em sites and the underdog, PrizePicks, sleeper, any of these things. It lets you see them very seamlessly. But they also have a sports book, sportsbook screen, where you get to see all the different sports books. This is 200 plus sports books and where their lines are at. So it's only showing 2 here for that Desmond Bane line. So maybe I'd want to jump into this a little bit deeper and go into the sportsbook screen where it absolutely has incredible value. But yeah, check it out if you want to. I'll just show you here what I'm talking about. You can see I'm on the NBA. I'm going to go to, what was I going to? Turnovers. There are turnovers. We'll go ahead and find that. And I'm just going to go ahead and search Bane. And we see that 2.5 turnovers line, again, we're getting it at minus 119 value. Everyone else is projecting the under being practically plus money, and then the over being minus very heavily favored. So not just those sports books that were showing up before, but everyone else. Bet ESPN bet minus 135, bet MGM minus 140, DraftKings minus 135. These other sports books, I don't even know what this is. 10 bet has this at minus 130. Bet safe minus 143. So look at this. Hot Streaks got this at minus 169. So again, we're just attacking really good value on Prize Picks and going in and finding that value. So they might have just taken this down because I saw it go off Prize Picks. No, it's still there. So we got Bane here. We're going over his turnovers, but let's go to Outlier, kind of see what he's been doing so far this year, so we can feel even a little bit better when this does feel like when these do correlate. So let's go to Bane here, see who he's going up against. He's going up against a team, because I already checked it out, that gives up a decent amount of turnovers in Indiana. They play quick. And again, we looked at the odds. He's gone over this in 9 to 10 games. And Ja Morant is back, obviously. But this game, he had 4 turnovers in the game with Ja. So it's good to see that he's still over with Ja in the lineup. So he handles the ball, has a very big usage load, and has been crushing this line in a matchup that's pretty solid. So looking good there. Let's go to RotoWire for kind of that last data point and go find Bane. And we see 2.5 turnovers is popping up as his best line. We know the sportsbooks are liking it. And then RotoWire is also projecting almost 3.0, which is what we need. And the hit rate's great. Everything's checking out. So this is a very, very good positive EV play for us. All right, so let's move this along a little bit more quickly here and go to our fourth guy. We're going to be going to Toumani Camara. So probably a guy you've maybe not even heard of. He plays for the Portland Trailblazers, who's just dealing with a lot of injuries. He's been getting a decent amount of run this year, but really, really getting some value here at this 13.5 points and rebounds line. Let's go jump into his Outlier page, kind of show what he's been doing so far this year. And he's hasn't been amazingly hitting this line. But again, great matchup against Washington, 30th in terms of points allowed, rebounds allowed. So everything looks good right off the bat. But again, the reason I'm looking at this is because of the Fantasy Optimizer pointing this out, that Toumani Camara's points and rebounds line, 53.44% chance to hit. We're getting it on PrizePicks at 13.5. And every other sports book that's showing up on this optimizer has this line at 14.5. So again, we're attacking good value. And it feels really, really good when we see that going up against the Wizards, that are a pretty horrible team in general, but also gives up a lot of points and rebounds. So in a 3.5 point spread, 2 bad teams going up against each other, it should be a high scoring game. And Camara should be one of the biggest advocates of that. So sports books are absolutely loving this. Let's go to RotoWire to get this last data point in here. And I just had him already up there, but Toumani Camara right here, rebounds and assists, 13.5. Again, everything projected towards the lean. Sports books we saw are absolutely loving this. They're already on it at 14.5. So this is one that will probably get bumped, and RotoWire is projecting 15.38. So all good data points to look at, and Toumani Camara will be our 4th pick for our PrizePicks play here. And let's continue to move on here and get these last 2 plays in for you guys that you can go ahead and attack this. And this is something good to look at. There's a payout shift. I don't know why it says this, because there is no payout shift. This is just because we're going at Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. Sometimes PrizePicks says this, but it really doesn't do anything. These fixed odds are what you want to be attacking, and this correlation is huge for that. So don't pay too much attention to this. Let's go ahead and get our last plays and get that 25x play in for us. I'm going to be going over to the NHL, so really attacking all different types of sports and not just sticking to that one NBA slip like we typically do. But again, have to branch out a little bit here. Let's go to Dylan Strome. Go into his 0.5 points lines. Don't love to go to these, but this one's looking really good. Let's go over to the Fantasy Optimizer, see where Strome's line is, and see where we're racking up against other sports books. And you can see, again, I don't know, Justin Tucker's been up there a while, but you can see that these lines are moving. And we do see Dylan Strome, don't even have to go very far, is right here at the over 0.5 points. We see him at 54.33% chance to hit. The fantasy optimizer has shown us 3 sports books, minus 135, minus 140, and minus 140 on Pinnacle. So when we only see those 3 sports books, I like to go to the sports book screen and see kind of what we're attacking in terms of everything else. So let's go over to the NHL and see what all the sports books pretty much in the world have to say about this line. Let's go to points. So player points right there. And we'll go ahead and find Strome. We're seeing Dylan Strome popping up again. We got him at PrizePicks because we're putting it at a 5 or 6 man flex. We're getting minus 119 value, where all these other sports books got him very much farther. So we saw Pinnacle, we saw a couple of the other ones. We saw DraftKings and we saw BetMGM, but all these other sports books are also on the over, very heavily favored. SI, so that's Sports Illustrated sports book. I guess they got one. Minus 150, minus 145 on Tipico. I don't even know what these are, but everyone else has got this extremely favored to go over. Some money on this under is plus 110. So there's no reason to go under on this line, and everything is pointing towards the over. So let's go ahead and look at that RotoWire projection, see what they're on the same page. And we see Dylan Strome on the points. They're projecting 0.83. That is on the over. And the hit rate looks good as well. I'd go to Outlier, but I had to go to the NHL tab and switch it up a little bit. So we'll go off that one for now. But yeah, everything checks out. We're attacking value here again. And again, that's how I kind of go about making these plays. So that's 5 plays for us. I'm going to get you guys a CS2 play. I know some people are always itching for some CS2, CSGO, whatever you want to call it. And I went ahead and attacked Sobel. Ooh, okay. So we already got bumped. I had him at 30.5, which was really, really great value. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I'll show you what Sobel was looking like. It's going to be probably bumped here on OddsJam as well. Yeah, it looks like we got him at 31.5. It is still projected to go over here, but at 30.5, I was seeing that Underdog had him at 32.5. Hot Streak had him at 32.5. Parlay Play had him at also 31.5. Again, this got bumped. And then Jock MKT had him at 31 also. So everyone else was much higher than that 30.5 line, which is why I was attacking the over for him. But again, this got moved around a little bit. So maybe go off that 31.5 line, even though some sportsbooks still have them over. And in which case, I'd be looking at these other guys, these green plays, probably all solid plays. I will say for the shots on goal plays that are going towards pushes, I'd kind of stay off unless they are projected to go over. So we can see that like they have him on the under 2.0, but that's because sportsbooks have him his line at 2.5, honestly, on both of these guys, and very, very heavily to go favored to go under this 2.5. I don't love attacking that. I would be going to any of the, if there's ever like a 2.0 line, I would want to see this, if it was on the under 2.0, if the other sportsbooks had them at 1.5, even if they were favored to go over that 1.5 line, I'd still like that a little bit better. So yeah, you can attack this board. That's 5 plays on PrizePicks I'm really liking. Kyler Murray under 223.5, Trey McBride under 64.5, Desmond Bane over 2.5 turnovers, Tumani Kamara over 13.5 points rebounds, and then Dylan Strome over 0.5 points. So those are our 5 plays on PrizePicks. I did say I was going to get you guys an underdog play. We're going to be attacking some NBA value. And these plays I absolutely love. And I found them again on the Fantasy Optimizer. If you don't have underdog, guys, and you're about to click off this video, I highly recommend getting it. I was in the same boat as you at one point. I had PrizePicks for so long. I didn't want to think about another sports book. But it gives you just so much more value. Sometimes there's plays that are on Underdog that aren't on PrizePicks. Sometimes Underdog's throwing a flash sale that you can get a free square there. So go ahead and hit my link in the description or use code RichPicks. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's $100 free that you can use to just mess around with. And you're playing with house money. So go in and take advantage of that. Take advantage of the newbie square they give you. The first play that you play, you'll have a newbie square, whether it's someone's passing yards over 0.5 points. Just gives you an extra boost to hit that play. But let's go in, find my favorite plays of the day. They're absolutely crazy value. And yeah, we'll start with Kobe White, 10.5 rebounds and assists. Let's go over to his Fantasy Optimizer. Again, now we're on the Underdog tab because it has integration with all these different sports books. And we do see that we're seeing a few guys popping up. Kobe White's not one of them, but we're going to be talking about these guys in a bit. Kobe White is right down here, though, 10.5 rebounds and assists. FanDuel's already got this at 11.5. Other sportsbooks already got this very much favored for the over, minus 130, minus 135, minus 129 on Caesars. If we extend this even more, and we go ahead and find the NBA over here, and we go in and find rebounds and assists, player rebounds and assists right here, we'll go ahead and look at Kobe White, and we're seeing that 10.5 line on PrizePicks across all sports books. Again, we just saw a little bit of them, but everyone else either got this at 10.5, very much favored to go over, pretty much plus money on the under, or if they bumped it to 11.5 already, another good sign. Then they're kind of, expecting 11 is what we're seeing on the market. So if he gets 11, that's all we need. And just a lot of good data points pointing towards that over for him. And this is one that other data points are really liking as well. Let's go to Kobe White. Again, we gotta switch over to Underdog here, take advantage of that. But we find Kobe White here, if I can spell his name right. We see that 10.5 line is his best line on the board. Predictions on the over. Sportsbooks, again, we just saw is on the over. And even RotoWire is projecting a little bit over on this one as well, 10.67. And the hit rate is absolutely crazy. Let's go check him out on Outlier, see what that visual looks like, see what his matchup looks like. And we see that it's absolutely incredible for us. So 10.5 rebounds and assists. Since Zach LaVine has gone down, he's gone over this in 8 of 10 games. I think that's about how many games Zach LaVine has missed. 8 to 10, or wait. Yeah, without Zach LaVine, 8 to 10 games also. So absolutely love to see that. Also an amazing spot for him against San Antonio. Should have a lot of opportunity to assist the ball, should have a lot of opportunity to rebound the ball. And looks like they did play each other once this year. He got 10, so it was that one game that he went under here, or one of those games he went under. But, been crushing this. Great matchup for him in terms of just overall. And we saw the sports books and everything loving this. So really liking Kobe White in this 10.5 spot. Next up, let's go to Bane. We just saw him in the optimizer, but we're going to his 5.5 assists. We looked at Bane's turnovers. Love that line. We're going under for Desmond Bane on this one. Let's go to the fantasy optimizer, see why we're attacking him. He's right here on the top of the board, 55.7% chance to hit. Incredible EV on this one. FanDuel's already got this at 4.5. Everyone else is at minus 145, minus 148. This is incredible value on Underdog, guys. You have to attack this. This will 100% get bumped down to 5.0 or even potentially 5 or 4.5. Let's go to the other sports books there. We don't even have to go into this. They had enough data points in here to show that all of these sports books are very much favoring this to go under, if not already at 4.5. Let's go to RotoWire, see what we're doing over there. Desmond Bane, again, on the under here. Predictions on the less. Everything is on the less. RotoWire is projecting less. Hit rates less. So really liking this, and not even like thinking about it just naturally. Ja Morant's back. So even if he was hitting this line before, which he wasn't, Josh would be taking some of those assists away anyway. So let's go to Bane on Outlier, get that last data point in there for us. And we see that 5.5 assists, gone under this in 7 to 10 games. Absolutely love to see that. Let's go to games with Ja Morant. Obviously, he only played one game. It was last game in 2023, went under with 4. And then in 2022, last year, he went under in 72% of the games playing alongside Ja. And it's not some crazy, good matchup. It is against Indiana, who gives up a lot of points. So the assists allowed, though, it's a lot of fast break. They play with pace. So Indiana gives up a lot of points, but not a whole bunch of assists. So really, really liking this Desmond Bane spot. And then last but not least, I think they might have taken it off, but I wanted to go to the Giannis line. It looks like they did, or at least they're moving them around. If these pop back up, I played both of them. 5.5 assists on the over for Giannis and 11.5 rebounds on the over for Giannis as well. This is one's already getting really long, so I won't bore you with the analysis on top of that. But these ones were just in the same boat. Fantasy Optimizer was loving it. This one's even still showing up on the Optimizer. If I went ahead and refreshed that, it would probably be gone. Yeah, unfortunately gone there. But this is how I kind of use all these things in unison. This is how I make my plays. And hopefully you guys got a bunch of value out of this. So again, you could still go to Kobe White and Desmond Bane, the 2-man, but Underdog has 6x on 5-man or on 3-man plays. So that's another reason to go get Underdog if you don't have it already. If you have 3 plays that you're really loving that you find on Underdog, you're getting 6x rather than the typical 5x on PrizePicks or other pick'em sites. So that will do it. Again, a longer video. I will be wanting to attack the whole NBA board tomorrow when everything comes available. But wanted to get you guys a video out really early today and attack some early value, but also kind of go into the mind of me when I'm making these plays. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. Hopefully we make some money tonight. Check out all my description links, Odds Jam, Outlier, RotoWire, all have free trials. Hit those up. Hit up the Discord. Go ahead and join that. And then if you're not on Underdog, Chalkboard is also a new sportsbook on the rise. We're partners with them. So if you want to join Chalkboard, go ahead and do that. They've been running out crazy promos, giving free squares left and right. So just let them know I sent you. Use my link in the description or code RICHPICKS and get that 100% deposit match. So that will do it, guys. Hopefully you make some money tonight, and peace out.